District of Columbia Quadball Club. I'm Justin Cole doing play-by-play along with
Claire Hutchinson doing color.
We have our starters lined up here for both teams. We've got TJ Jenneret, Bernie Burgess, Adrian Koretsky, Jeanette High, Julia Rankin, and Jarek Knipple for DCQC. And over here for Slice, we have Usis, Oliver, Lawson Keister, I think.
Ariane Gladstone, Mitch Usis, and we are
off. Jenneret with the ball, or with the quad ball up top, and Burgess immediately takes dodgeball control for DCQC. Swing over to Knipple. Back to High on the right side. DCQC advancing slowly up the right side, an attempted hit by Oliver. Back to Hoops.
Moving slowly here, seeing if the dodgeballs can resolve.
And a shot. Jenneret is the good!
Excellent, strong start there.
First goal to DCQC, a really nice pass from High to Jenneret. And if that's going to be there for DCQC all game, it's going to be a long day for New York Slice.
DCQC here with dodgeball control. But they will.
Oh, and Jenneret strips the ball from Oliver, but maintains. Gladstone over to Oliver. Oliver getting wrapped up top. Heading in, and takes a jump shot, and it goes down. Looks like DCQC will clean it up.
Some great beater comps there, having to go at the back to get the second dodgeball and advising a partner to step up. Teamwork like that can make all the difference.
And DCQC, Rankin advancing it up the right side. It seems like DCQC really wanting to attack that right side. Jenneret in the back corner as he was. Looks like the same play, and it's a little too high for Jenneret this time. And New York Slice is going to, it looks like, recover, and there it is. Cheers from the New York Slice sideline to rush it up the field, but they're going a little slower.
Setting their own tempo here.
And I thought that was a beat on the ball carrier, but absolutely not. A dunk from number 20, Vinny Iannucci, all over TJ Jenneret, who's been doing the too small motion all day. That time, he was too small. Koretsky bringing it up, or sorry, High bringing it up on the left side. New beaters for DCQC with Colin Bourne in, along with Iannucci. Jenneret pulls it out on the left side, swings it back up to High, who's near the midfield line.
Beaters choosing their moment here, trying not to overcommit on offense.
Iannucci B, and the quad ball is down. New York Slice looks like they're going to get a free goal, and there it is, a goal for Mitch Usis. 2-1, New York Slice.
Of course, that is precisely the reason that you don't want to get caught out on a lower offense there, with a lot can change in the dodgeball fortunes.
Absolutely, and it did there, and DCQC after that early 1-0 lead is down to a 2-1 deficit. A throw over the top from High, and that...
Throw to nowhere there.
And that is going to be a turnover for New York Slice.
The quad ball will be working its way slowly up the left-hand side of the pitch here.
Advancing up the field from New York Slice here.
New York Slice now with dodgeball control.
Crossing midfield now. Koretsky trying to make a play and is sent back to Hoops. Pass over to Oliver.
Looking for an opportunity here. Moving.
Wait.
Oh. Ball gone quite a bit far there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But still working behind Hoops.
I actually noticed that too. And
here.
Going in from side, and that slips through the top. It is 3-1 Slice.
Great shot.
And right after DCQC got that pretty easy goal to start the game, they've now surrendered 3 in a row. Their starters for chasing are still all in for DCQC. We'll see if they want to make a switch at some point. Jenneret running into the middle of the field, tosses up. Ooh, that was a really nice play by the Slice beater. Undodged by Jenneret! And holds the ball, can't quite put it through.
Some great scrappy defense there.
Wow, an excellent, incredible play by Jenneret hopping the beat, but then really nice around the hoops defense from Slice. Gang tackling. keeps it a 3-1 game. Advancing up the field, Jenneret playing some really high defense here on Jerem. Has the ball up top, swings it over.
Beaters moving in.
Oliver taking a shot, and it's also maybe a pass to Mike Lee. Tosses it back. That might go over mid-pitch, but Kellen Cupid stops it to save the reset. Slice working it down the left side of the field. 5 minutes! And as
In a rough diamond formation here.
Yeah, it's not, geometry wasn't their strongest subject in class, and they take a shot, and that's going to sail out of bounds. DCQC ball. Slice has really held control, it seems like, for a significant portion of this game at this point.
And that can make quite a difference, both in how you use it, but also, again, simple math, the other team not having it.
Indeed, indeed. And Mike Lee playing some really aggressive defense, sent back to hoops for his troubles. Finally, some subs for DCQC as John Sheridan, former USNT Developmental Academy player, into the game. Over to Bowman, who had an excellent summer for the Washington Admirals. Almost using reset, but manages to stay in front.
Some great point work here because he doesn't seem willing to go through it.
Absolutely not. Ball is out, and that looks like it'll be a problem. And a beat by Cupid, and Slice is off. Great open field tackle, but and it skims the Slice player right there at the end. Skills Januram. But Slice maintains control. It's over to Womack. Womack back to Lee on the left.
Dodgeball's back in the game here after some battles at the side of the pitch.
Lee over two. And
Great dunk.
And we're going to have a stoppage. It looked like there might have been a beat before. And a good call, I think, from our referees. An excellent call by Emily Hickmott, a veteran of this sport at this point. And it's going to be no goal. It's going to be, I would believe, DCQC ball. Or maybe it will just be loose in the back. So that looks like it will be DCQC ball when it's all said and done. And bringing it up the field now is DCQC. It is Liz Stone, who's now passed it off to Sheridan, bringing it up the right side of the field.
Taylor Randolph now in at beater as well.
Yeah, new subs for DCQC. It seems like that first shift was a little bit long in light of the score and in light of kind of the speed of the game.
And again, when you don't have control, it's worth trying different things, applying some fresh minds and fresh legs.
And once again, a press from Slice, a long pass down the field to Rankin, who ditches her defender and takes a shot, and it's just high. Looks like Balsa's going to recover it. A kick forward. Not sure that was the move.
Ooh.
A shot and a miss. Mike Lee is there. Slice just getting to all the loose balls. A shot once again.
Oh.
And that is a good goal from number 69. Balsa, a 4-1 lead now for Slice. They're just faster to every loose ball right now.
And that first shot, I think, was had to be made due to the beater right there, but it just shows you keep working at it, you stay up, you'll get your shot eventually.
Yeah, the kick was a little bit strange to me. I wasn't sure if that would have been my strategy, but maybe hoping to be able to outrun Bowman, who was on defense. Good job by Bowman staying in that play and forcing a tough shot. Sheridan advancing up the right side now for DCQC. They really need to find some answer without dodgeball control, because they just haven't been able to turn this into an offense. And a big tackle from Mike Lee on John Sheridan. We have a
all dodgeballs on the ground right now as well.
And this is outside of the keepers. And finally, it looks like Slice beaters are going to be there. DCQC all cleaned up. And now it looks like Slice maybe can run, but they're going to slow it up with number 17, Taylor Randolph, in the play at beater for DCQC. Mike Lee takes a... Looks
we have some
like
discussion about that as well.
Looked like a left-handed shot from my vantage point. If so, very impressive. Either way. So, as we heard from head referee Chris LeCompte, a yellow card on Andrew Bowman of DCQC for contact from behind. But the goal is good, negates it, the penalty time, and we're at a 5-1 lead and an immediate whistle. And I think that timeout was much needed. Slice getting hype on the sideline with a 5-1 lead. This game, possibly for second in this pool, is a decent chance of that. So it's a big game for both teams.
If you are DCQC leadership in this timeout right now, what advice are you having for your team? How are you going to change the strategy?
I mean, you've got to either figure out a way to score without dodgeball control is I think, the big thing. Right now, Slice is just blowing up dodgeball plays and turning that into fast breaks. They haven't been particularly successful in the half court. The other thing DCQC needs to figure out is just how to get control back. And I defer to you, I think, on that one a little bit.
I think obviously easier said than done, but I think while you're working to make that happen, you do have to make sure you are always prepared to pull out and go back on defense. If you've only got one, losing it and having nobody back at home to help out on those fast breaks can just kill you. And that's also demoralizing as well. So obviously you're working to get dodgeball control. Your chasers can help you by stalling, by taking their time, by working with you to spread everybody out to create those opportunities. But you need to be aware at all times when you need to leave and go home with that ball.
I think what I'd like to see DCQC do a little more too is swing the ball behind the hoops. I think that forces beaters to turn. You now have an ability to engage those beaters, get those dodgeballs back, and that was their first goal, was just a really, really quick pass behind the hoops and a score, and they really haven't gone behind since then.
I think with the wind, there's always some risk to that, but what's a game without some risk? So.
And I almost would wonder if I could just see DCQC running it to the back, kind of along the right side. So we'll see what adjustments they make out of their one and only timeout. Why this sport doesn't have a couple yet, I'm not sure, but here we are. Look, we should just keep ref stoppages shorter. I think that would speed games up, but. Sheridan advancing up the left side. I don't care if that's on a hot mic. Up the left side is John Sheridan. Koretsky working hard, and Sheridan still working, and over the top pass, but it's too high for Stone.
They'll come home with control.
And that's at least something. Let's see if they can.
They'll have it. Great catch there.
So
great catch from Adrian Koretsky.
Yeah, and I think Koretsky and Burgess, one of their better beater pairs, certainly. I think they need to see Koretsky playing very far up, though, against Kellen Cupid.
Yeah, they are quite spread out, so that's when you need to rely on your communication and your expectations
and
of each other.
they're attacking the... Oh, and that was a high contact, and it looks like Riley Stars is going to get booked to the penalty box. I think that was borderline. He definitely slipped up a little high there. But I think that might have been more.
The call was from behind, so it's.
Oh, it was behind.
And from behind, you get to pick.
then it makes it easier. So a penalty on Riley Stars, a yellow card, a good beat from Koretsky though, and so it looks like DCQC might be able to kill this penalty on defense, depending on how aggressive Slice wants to be.
Slice.
And a great beat from Cupid. Mike Lee heading in with the shot. Can't get it. And DCQC, I think, is going to maintain control as well.
Hey, we're in the penalty.
Really an excellent defensive stand from DCQC. With control versus without, a huge difference.
Getting a reminder from the sin bin to work rather slowly at this problem and see if they can't kill some time. Of course, while not committing the grave sin of
delay of game, which is a part of our casebook this year, speeding this up. I'm not sure if I've seen a whole lot of difference yet, but we'll see as games.
I think it certainly makes a difference to the spectators having higher tempo.
And a nice, and Bowman with a shot. It's right into the chest of Slice. That should be Slice, or should be DCQC ball, unless that was the keeper, which I don't believe it was. And Riley Stars back in the game for DCQC. It is an inbound for Bowman. Yes, that's what I thought. So DCQC maintains possession. I really think he should just try and take this. Yeah. And...
especially considering Slice took advantage of that long ball to do a full sub-line, so you've got some fresh legs on pitch.
Indeed. Bowman misses the shot, uses the reset, but DCQC maintains possession. And gets absolutely shut down by Frank Minson. Back to Riley Stars. Takes the shot, another block from Minson. Liz Stone with the recovery.
Give us a third.
And slips it through. Excellent ball control from Stone. Absorbs the contact from Minson and almost kind of underhands it through the center hoop. Score is 5-2 now with the lead to New York Slice.
DCQC with control here. See if they keep it through the defense. Always a tricky proposition. Many things to focus on here.
Minson for Slice advancing up the right sideline. Now heads towards the middle of the field. Marked by Stone. Gets around and over to the left side. And it is to a goal for New York Slice on almost a broken play. The goal would have been Mike Gann, but the referees are having a discussion, so we'll see if the goal stands.
That was some great teamwork around the side there. I was wondering if the pass was going to be bobbled, but they did manage to get it off behind the hoops. So.
Quadball is still a sport where that second pass is often really wide open, and it certainly was there. And that goal is going to be negated. It looks like the Slice player was indeed beat before the pass over to Gann, and so that's going to be a turnover. 5-2 will remain the score. No significant resistance from Slice players, so it seems like a decent call. And Sheridan advancing up the right sideline. A whole set of changes for DCQC with High back in the game, as well as Bourdon and Jack Butler. Sheridan gets drawing really deep into the defense, but pulls it out. Doesn't quite like it. Slice is back with control, so it seems like DCQC might be trying to get that back before being too aggressive on offense. In the corner, a nice dodge. Looks like that'll be a beat before, but otherwise a great play from Rachel Williams, a relative newcomer to the sport compared to a lot of these club players. And stays in bounds. DCQC, a dodge, and and a nice gang tackle. Looks like some rough play down in the back of the Slice defensive zone. Looks like it'll be cleaned up, but Colin Bourne rushing into the play. Yep, looks like Colin Bourne maintains it. Looks like a turnover. And now, yep, looks like Slice, after all of that, after a pretty heroic effort from Colin Bourne, isn't able to get it for his team. Mario Nasta now in the game. And looks like the ball will be turned over to Slice after a DCQC player interacts with the play afterwards. The ball is going to go over to Gladstone, who tries to flip it back. High clips it back to Williams for DCQC, and it looks like after all of that, DCQC will maintain control. So they have dodgeball control and the quad ball, and it's flipped over now to Tano Bourdon. He takes a step into the lane and rips a shot into the middle hoop. That's a good goal for DCQC. Slice beaters really compressed on that play.
Yeah, not much after Dolan could do there. Really far back on the hoop. It was a great shot.
And it's now a 5-3 game, so really a game of runs. I think it was 5-1 Slice, and so that's 2 now in a row for DCQC. Really back and forth affair that we've gotten following the timeout. And a shot attempt. A beautiful alley-oop for Slice. The score looks like it was to Shaw. Really beautiful alley-oop. Perfect pass. Stars racing up the field. Over to Bourdon again. Looks like no dodgeballs in play. High with it. Flips it to no one in particular. And now 32. Slice is beat. And looks like Minson now in control. Looks like DCQC rushed that a little bit to me. It looked like they had more than they... And now Frank Minson running down the field, rips it, blocked. Slice is a turnover on it from a beat from Robert Rice. Now they're running again. This game's pace has increased dramatically over the last few minutes. Riley Stars absorbs a big hit, goes down, and now Rachel Williams is hit, and now Bourdon... No, Ben Mertens has it, flips it, doesn't have it. Mertens tips it back to Stars. And
seems like everyone might need a deep breath.
There is, and we are as well. This is a back and forth game. I think it's 5-3, right? 6-3. They scored down there? Yeah.
This will be a card for a jersey pull. Plenty of grappling going on here.
I do not know how refs saw any. I mean, there must have been something in there, but so there will be a yellow card for number 32, Robbie Levinson of Slice. So after all that, Riley Stars is going to get what looks like a pretty free path to that medium hoop if he just runs in. But he does have Mario Nasta to contend with in the way. Maybe we'll have a chance to get a quick beat in. But it looks like Mario Nasa might be trying to get control as
Yeah,
well.
there's going to be a play for control here if the balls stay in place.
The joy of coming to Round Rock, Texas is the dodgeballs and an easy goal for Stars. Makes it 6-4.
I'm seeing a lot of split focus on part of the beaters, allowing Quadball players to just walk right in. And, you know, that can be part of the strategy as well, just absorbing that attention, deflecting, even for a moment, away from the Quadball game, or sorry, the Quadball game.
And Minson, it seems like more than anything, really wants to accelerate the pace that Slice is playing at. He's always been racing down the field. He's advancing it now. A pass over, and a big hit. Looks like there was maybe some net contact, maybe a beat, and Minson chucks it into the ground, and now Slice has it in the back. That's Avery Oliver, tosses it back up, and no call on the play. And Mertens now flips it back. Maybe after the beat, but we play on here in Round Rock. Riley Stars with the quad ball. DCQC with some subs. Adrian Koretsky coming back in.
18 minutes!
18 minutes, meaning we have 2 until we pause for the flag runner.
And it seems like this might be what DCQC wants, getting its flag runner on pitch lineup out there. They're really slowing the game down now. Riley Stars lobs it to Mertens. Mertens absorbs a big hit. Now it's almost like Mertens is tackling number 20, Vinny Iannucci. What a great play. That's going to get cleaned up for a turnover.
Both teams will be working harder than ever for dodgeball control here to head into flag runner on pitch with that advantage.
And Ben Mertens on DCQC gets a blue card for unsportsmanlike conduct. It seemed like he was frustrated that New York Slice players were making ref calls, but sometimes you catch the retaliation and not the initial issue. Advancing up the field is Slice. They really, I think, have an opportunity here to build out this lead to 3, and they do.
Great work from Liz Lawson-Keister there to
and a big goal from Vinny Iannucci, just kind of slipping through tackles there. Makes it a 7-4 game. Seems like DCQC would feel like in a much better spot if they could pick up one more goal here.
Minutes!
You almost wonder if they want to play pretty slowly and maybe make this the last possession. But Slice isn't going to let him.
Nope.
Over to Stars. Oh, a nice shot of a small hoop from Stars. And see, it's getting the ball behind the hoops there. That was one simple pass behind the hoops and then a goal.
Hurrying to set up here because the beaters are not waiting, although it seems they've been instructed to now. So it's a bit of a slower pace there.
Well, the ball needed to be reset to Vinny Iannucci, the keeper for Slice, and so they could have had to slow down a little bit. Now, both Slice players going at Koretsky, who drops their bludger, or the dodgeball. Ooh, a flip pass, but it's high. Burgess takes a lot of time to make the beat, but finally does, and DCQC tracks it down. Sometimes beaters toying with other chasers.
Playing with their phone. Sometimes someone would just go back to
what a block from the Slice beater there. And
we hit 20 minutes with no one in clear possession here, so
yeah, that would. Let's see what the call is from our head referee Chris Lecomte here. It is currently a 7-5 game.
Very close.
Yeah, flag runner will definitely be crucial. It's really unclear what's happening on the field right now. 28 minutes came really right as the ball was loose on the ground.
Sounds like that's it.
So 20 minutes is called.
Mike!
Any predictions for flag runner on pitch play?
Mike O'Connor!
The Slice beaters so far this game have been really dominant. I think that's the difference in the game right now.
We're taking
They
the
can
photo
set up
during the
that
stoppage.
zone of control.
Tell him to run over there because we're taking the
I think
Emerson
that they'll
photo.
have an advantage there. However, I'm very excited for some quad-ball player defense. You always get some big hits there if the beaters aren't around to help out. Of course, they may choose to stay home and let the Seekers handle some things.
Yeah, and our flag runner for this game is
Fox?
David Fox?
Yes.
Is David Fox really a load out there? And so you do wonder, are you going to maybe try and let Fox handle himself a little bit and try and win this game in the quad ball game? But DCQC, excellent seeker in TJ Generette, and depending on who Slice puts out for seeking, I mean, Kellen Cupid, a lot of big catches over the years.
You do really see the experience shine in this community division. We've got tons of veterans, people who've been playing for a long time with lots of different teams.
It's true. That's why the relative newcomers occasionally on these teams who have only been playing a year or two, really impressive to get into this sport when people have been playing it for, at this point, probably 10, 11 years. I think it's 10 for me now, actually, so that's really embarrassing to say that was a long time. But, so, yeah, a lot of experience.
I don't think I'm going to say mine on mic, actually. It's,
we'll say it's somewhere between 0 and 50, somewhere in there, somewhere in the range.
Somewhere between 0 and the heat death of the universe.
Indeed. Slice is using their timeout.
We have an extended break here.
So, and they did it kind of right at the end, right as teams are starting to get out there. A little bit of a psychological ploy against DCQC, who's now ambling back to their huddle for another minute.
Psychological ploy or disorganization, either one.
In quad ball, you never really know. So I'm really curious to see what team, now that the timeouts happen, they can sub freely, they can get whoever they want in the field. So really curious to see what theater pairs they go with in particular.
I think set score will be 130.
Indeed it will, yeah. Set score 130, so 6 goals, or 60 total points needed for Slice, 80 total points for DCQC, if my math is correct, and it's been a little rough recently, so if it's...
35 of those points can come from catching the flag runner.
Indeed, and it's different, I think, than past years where, the one year it was 45, that felt a little more important. 35, there are teams who just kind of ignore the flag runner and try and win it on points. So we'll see if Slice with a 2-goal lead tries to do that.
Exactly. This is an element of the game that is representing where the game is played around the world. One of the benefits and interesting elements of a global game.
And this is still it's been a few years now since we've had the new endgame. Where the flagpole does not just end the game, but now teams have had lots of years to kind of prepare their strategies and see what they're going to do in these situations.
That's
So it looks like for DCQC we're going to have Burgess and Koretsky. We're going to have TJ Generette seeking for DCQC against Vinny Iannucci, his counterpart on the Slice sideline. Generette getting in his customary dancing before the release of the Seekers. In for New York is Rosenberg, and I will, a little hard to see who it is from here.
10.
I believe that's Liz Lawson-Keister.
Liz Lawson-Keister in. All right. Mike Lee heading up the left sideline. Seems like he is in a rush. And as he says that, kind of holds up. Gets through 1, gets through 2. A pass. It's batted down by Mertens, who is not the keeper, sometimes used to being the keeper, but ends up grabbing it. And that is a quick turnover for Slice. Mertens jumps past Mike Lee. A long pass ahead to Sheridan and puts it through after collecting himself. Yes. And Lee going up the field, flips it through, and we have a 9-7 game.
Slice has set up a bubble here around the flag runner, giving Iannucci plenty of time to work on some problem solving. But here comes DCQC, hoping to place a little.
A great play from Rosenberg, and a great catch from Bernie Burgess. A dodge from Generette, who's going to have some time. Goes for it, and it looks like no catch. Looks like they're waving it off. A good goal from Neutzel on the other side. A pass ahead up to Balsa, who puts it right through. Exchanging goals for Slice and DCQC.
It's 9-7. But he's wearing Balas's jersey, but it's Nivas drawing.
Generette not able to get too close here, but biding his time, waiting for a moment of opportunity to see if the beaters can get distracted.
A beat on the Slice seeker here. Looks like they'll be taking a sub. Colin Bourne in now for DCQC. Looks like they're trying to maybe set up and try and get this control back. A beat attempt block. Colin Bourne out of the play, and so is Iannucci.
Great work there.
A goal for DCQC. Sorry, we're trying to focus on both things here, but it's a goal for DCQC.
We have Ashley Dolan in seeking for New York Slice.
And it looks like DCQC has gotten control back. Mike Lee up the sideline trying to work on Sheridan. Dishes it aside. and slips out of Mertens. Looks like a jersey grab, and I think Chris Lecomte's got it.
Reaching for the pocket there.
Jersey grab on Jairam.
Jersey pull, DCQC number 11. It's a yellow card. One in the box. To New York score.
Yep. Didn't get much, but did see the jersey grab from here. Looks like it might have. Looks like it might have affected play, and certainly now looks like it'll be a pretty free goal for Jairam. It's taped, but yeah. So it's 90-80 to Slice, although right now should be. Made that a little bit harder maybe than necessary, but also good defense from Rankin there, not giving up on the play. But it's 100-80, just 3 more goals needed for Slice.
DCQC putting in work here on the beater bubble. Doing their best to
Rankin is tossed to the ground from Mike Lee. Sheridan racing up the field, a spin move, a nice pass to Mertens.
Generat's got to feel a bit frustrated there, beginning of a clean run at the flag runner. It looks like he's deciding to stay close.
So it's a yellow card on Jairam for New York. Penalty time is going to get negated, so the score is 190. But in this case right now, Slice is exchanging goals, and they're totally fine exchanging goals with a 2-goal cushion.
1 goal.
It was 2 goals to start. We're getting some commentary from the peanut gallery over here.
I'm the scorekeeper.
And so what do you know about the score? And here we go, Slice now with the ball. Mike Lee putting in some big minutes. Jenneret is beat by Abraham. Lee slowing it up here, and it's a little unclear why. Dolan beat for Slice, so David Fox completely free now as the flag runner. Here comes Jenneret. Quadball is way in the right corner. And it looks like a good tackle from Julie Neutzel, and that's a turnover. Mertens racing up the field. A pass to Sheridan a little too front. Sheridan, though, still has room to work and puts it through.
Selfish play rewarded there.
It is a 10-10 game. Now Slice still on the front.
Some big contact in the beater game here.
Yeah, it is. And looks like Slice has maybe regained the advantage in the beater game, which has now become really crucial with a 10-10 game.
We're going to see Bourne sub here. That was a big hit at midfield.
Minson working down the right sideline on the quad ball.
Just back in.
Pass over to Gladstone. Gladstone getting wrapped. Maybe a jersey grab, but maybe not. Back to Minson. Minson working on Stars, a very good defender. And Minson pass behind to Womack. Back to Minson.
Jenneret with a few close grabs here. We're having a moment with DCQC
Back
on
to
the flag runner.
Back to 17 for Randolph, but misses. She misses it. A nice partial block, I think. And now Mertens running up the field, tracked hard. And
The fast break is not on.
Minson with some great defense, but over to Stars. Stars slipping through. Pump fakes, puts it through.
Oh,
And that is a catch,
We have a catch.
for Jenneret, and that would be the game if good. The current score is
11-10.
11-10 DCQC.
could be all they need.
So they had really gotten the front end on quad ball points as well, and with the catch, that would end the game.
Having some nice moment with the beaters and seeker over there. Of course, that element of the game, even more of a team sport than the rest of the game as well.
It absolutely is. And Burgess, and the catch is good. The final score here is 145-110. DCQC exceeding the set score with the catch from Jenneret. They had a pretty close game in their last match, but in this one, another close one, another victory for DCQC, finding a way to close out tight games.
Plenty of tight games here. It's really a high level of competition, and really rewarding that staying in the game, continuing to grind, really, picking away at the game, improving where you can, and giving yourself every chance to succeed as they did.
And I think it's important to note that DCQC's timeout really changed the game. They didn't get on the front end of the quad ball points before 20 minutes, but they were down 5-1, ended up only being down 20. when they went into flag on pitch, and that allowed them on flag on pitch to really storm back with fast breaks as well.
And Slice really controlling that bubble around the flag runner. Saying that all you need is a moment. All you need is a few opportunities, and the game can change so quickly.
One shining moment would really be a great video for quad ball as well, just as it is for college basketball. So final score again, 145 to 110, DCQC with the victory. That is us signing off for now.